Most passengers cruise the same way for years without realizing they're sitting in the worst deck spots, overpaying for things that should be free, and missing hacks that make everything smoother. These 12 secrets aren't in the daily schedules or the cruise planner. One explains exactly where not to plant your deck chair. Another prevents the bill panic that hits on the last night. Ready to cruise smarter than 95% of passengers? Secret number 1. The ship's rules change by location. The rules posted in your cabin aren't static. They shift based on the flag state, the waters you're sailing, and the ports you're visiting. What's allowed in international waters becomes prohibited when ships enter certain territorial seas. Smoking policies change by port. A designated area open in the Caribbean might close when the ship enters jurisdictions with stricter tobacco laws. Alcohol rules bend too. Some lines allow wine in one region, but prohibit it in another. Casino hours are dictated by maritime law, which is why the floor shuts down in port. Age restrictions fluctuate. The drinking age follows the flag state, not your home country. An 18-year-old might legally drink on a Bahamas flagship in international waters, but the rule flips in a U.S. port where the drinking age is 21. Instead, check the daily schedule for location-specific rule changes. Don't assume the embarkation briefing covers the entire voyage. Secret number 2. Your key card is a pricing lever. Your cruise card doesn't just track spending. It determines what offers you see and what prices you're shown. The system is tiered, algorithmic, and invisible. Two people at the same bar might see different drink package prices based on what their cards reveal about spending patterns. Loyalty status is obvious. Platinum guests get priority offers, but the system also tracks behavior. If you're buying individual cocktails without committing to a package, the system eventually generates a targeted upgrade at a lower price than advertised. Cabin category influences offers. Suite passengers often receive complimentary perks or steeper discounts because the ship already captured higher revenue. Interior cabin passengers see promotions designed to drive incremental spending. The hack? Wait 2 days before purchasing packages. The system often drops the price once it identifies you as a non-converter. Check your cabin TV and app daily for personalized offers. Secret number 3. The quietest buffet time is not breakfast. Everyone assumes breakfast is the buffet's busiest time. That's backwards. The actual peak happens at lunch, especially on sea days when passengers flood in after morning activities. Breakfast spreads over a longer window and empties faster. The quietest window is late afternoon, between 3 and 5 p.m. The lunch crowd is cleared, dinner hasn't started, and you'll have fresh stations without lines. Another dead zone, immediately after main dining seating begins. When traditional dining starts at 6 or 8 p.m., the buffet becomes a ghost town. Early risers benefit from the 6 to 7 a.m. window before the main crowd. Stations are freshly stocked, staff less rushed. This works especially well on port days when most passengers sleep in. So, avoid 11:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. entirely. Target late afternoon or post-dinner times. On port days, eat before 7:30 a.m. or wait until excursion groups have left. So that's the first layer. Rules that shift under your feet, pricing that watches your behavior, and timing that most passengers get completely wrong. Now let's talk about where to find the good stuff without paying extra. Secret number 4. The best free food is hiding in plain sight. Most passengers know about the buffet and pizza by the pool, but the highest quality complimentary food is often in venues that feel too upscale to be free. The key is knowing which spaces operate on an inclusive basis even though they look premium. The main dining room's lunch service is criminally underused. While everyone lines up at the buffet, the dining room serves full sit-down lunch with appetizers, entrees, and desserts. Same kitchen staff as dinner, attentive service, calm seating, no dress code or reservations. Room service breakfast is another winner. Most lines include continental breakfast in complimentary room service. Fresh fruit, pastries, coffee, juice delivered to your cabin at a scheduled time. Skip the buffet and eat on your balcony before port days. Late-night snack stations appear in certain lounges after 10 p.m. Some ships set out desserts, finger sandwiches, or small plates in the atrium bar or near the theater after shows. Free food most passengers walk past. To tackle this issue, read the fine print on your daily schedule's dining section. Look for complimentary dining, or included menu, or no reservations required. The ship won't highlight these because they want traffic at specialty venues. Secret number 5. There's a right way to bundle without buying bundles. Cruise ships push packages hard. Drink bundles, dining combos, Wi-Fi and beverage packages. The math only works if you consume near maximum usage. The smarter move is to reverse engineer the bundle benefit by strategically timing individual purchases. For drinks, the tipping point is 5 to 6 alcoholic beverages per day. If you're not hitting that, skip the package and order during happy hours when bars offer 2-for-1 pricing. These promotions appear in the daily schedule, typically 4 to 6 p.m. For specialty dining, resist the multi-restaurant package. Book one dinner mid-voyage. After your first visit, check your cabin TV for a bounce-back offer. Many ships auto-generate 15 to 25% discounts for a second reservation after you've dined once. Wi-Fi operates the same way. Purchase the lowest tier plan on day 1. By day 3 or 4, the system often pushes an upgrade offer at a reduced rate. Wait for that notification rather than paying full price at embarkation. Instead, treat the first half of your cruise as a testing phase. Purchase individual services and monitor your app for targeted upgrade offers. The revenue system rewards hesitant buyers with better pricing. Secret number 6. Some deck seats are a bad idea. Not all deck chairs are created equal, and sitting in the wrong spot can ruin hours of your day. The worst zones are clustered around high traffic pinch points, noise sources, and environmental factors that most passengers don't notice until they're stuck there for an hour. Avoid any chair directly under or within 20 feet of pool deck speakers. When the live band starts, the DJ booth fires up, or trivia gets announced, you'll be sitting in the acoustic blast zone. It's not just loud, it's the kind of volume that makes conversation impossible and reading frustrating. The speakers are ceiling mounted or pole mounted near the pool stage, so look up before you sit down. Steer clear of high traffic pinch points like the areas directly in front of towel stations, bar service lines, or stairwell and elevator exits. These spots see constant foot traffic, and you'll spend your entire afternoon shifting your legs as people squeeze past. The same applies to the path between the buffet entrance and the pool. It's a pedestrian highway disguised as lounging space. Smoking sections are marked, but wind doesn't respect boundaries. Even if you're technically outside the designated smoking area, sitting downwind means you'll inhale secondhand smoke all afternoon. On most ships, the smoking zones are on the starboard or port side aft. Check the wind direction and set up wind or move to a different deck entirely. Kids' splash zones are obvious if you want quiet, but less obvious are the spots near galley exhaust vents or service doors. These areas emit cooking smells, occasional noise, and crew traffic. You'll notice a faint hum or food odors that weren't apparent when you first sat down. Service doors are usually marked with crew-only signage nearby, so scout for those. The smarter strategy? Identify quiet pockets by doing a walk test before claiming a chair. Listen for speaker proximity. Check foot traffic flow. Note the wind direction and look for shade sources. The best spots are often wind-protected corners, forward lounges during sea days, or shaded side decks one level above the main pool but away from the stage. Arrive early on sea days and claim these zones before they fill. You've now got the playbook for eating better, spending smarter, and actually relaxing on deck. But here's where things get interesting. The next 6 secrets are about working the ship's system to your advantage, starting with your cabin. Secret number 7. The cabin's comfort is set for the crew, not you. The default temperature, airflow, and lighting in your cabin are optimized for crew efficiency and energy management, not passenger comfort. The ship's environmental systems are designed to minimize power consumption and simplify housekeeping routines across thousands of identical cabins. The air conditioning is typically set colder than most prefer because it's easier for the crew to manage one cold baseline. Passengers who want it warmer dial it up, but the thermostat response is slow, sometimes taking hours to stabilize. So, adjust your thermostat as soon as you board and give it 2 hours to stabilize. If still uncomfortable, place a towel over the air vent to reduce direct airflow without blocking circulation entirely. Cabin lighting is harsh because it's designed for housekeeping inspections. If you wake up at night, that blast of light disrupts sleep. The fix? Pack a small nightlight or leave the bathroom door cracked with the light off, using the hallway motion sensor as a low glow guide. Noise is the third factor. Cabins near ice machines, elevators, or crew service areas experience more ambient noise. If you're stuck in a noisy cabin, request a move within the first 24 hours. The ship will often accommodate if inventory allows. Secret number 8. The fastest elevator isn't the one you think. Most passengers assume midship elevators are fastest because they're centrally located, but those are also the most congested. The actual fastest elevators are positioned at the far forward or aft ends, especially ones that service fewer decks or skip certain floors. Ships typically have multiple banks: midship for main traffic, forward near specialty dining or quieter cabins, and aft near spa, theaters, and upper suites. The forward and aft elevators see significantly less use because passengers gravitate toward midship out of habit. Another trick: some banks are restricted to specific deck ranges. On larger ships, certain elevators only serve decks 3 through 10, while others serve 8 through 15. If you're in a higher deck cabin, identify which elevators skip the lower decks. You'll bypass the dining room crowd. Timing matters more than location. Avoid elevators during the 15-minute windows before and after main dining times. Leave 20 minutes early to beat the rush, or wait 10 minutes after it clears. Wait time drops from 5 minutes to under 1. So what can you do? On day 1, map which elevator banks serve your cabin deck and which skip the busiest decks. And when you see a crowd at midship, pivot to the outer banks. Secret number 9. Your shore day can be 2 times smoother with one screenshot. The single most valuable action before disembarking is screenshotting the ship's clock and the all-aboard time from the daily schedule. This eliminates confusion between ship time and local time, which is the number one reason passengers miss the ship. Ship time is set by the cruise line to optimize sailing, not to match the port's local time zone. The gap can be 30 minutes to an hour or more. When you step off, your phone auto-switches to local time, and suddenly you're unsure whether you have 2 hours or 1 hour left. The screenshot solves this instantly. Before leaving your cabin, capture the all-aboard time in ship time from the app or paper schedule. Keep your phone on manual time mode or refer back to the screenshot, and you'll know exactly how much buffer you have left. Another layer? Set a phone alarm for 90 minutes before all-aboard time. That's your signal to start heading back, accounting for traffic or delays. Most passengers don't build in enough cushion. The hack? Screenshot the port agent phone number from your phone cruise card. If something goes wrong, that number connects you to the local representative who can coordinate your return. Now at this point, you know how to navigate the ship like crew. But the final 3 secrets? These are about money. specifically how not to waste it and how to get results when something goes wrong. Secret number 10, the photo team's secret deal window. The ship's photographers take hundreds of photos per day, and the gallery is priced to maximize per image revenue. Individual prints can run $20 to $30 each, and the unlimited packages push $200 or more. But there's a narrow window on the last full day when the photo team discounts packages aggressively to clear unsold inventory. But this isn't advertised ship-wide. The standard model is high per photo costs or expensive unlimited packages sold early in the voyage. If you don't buy during the first few days, they assume you're not interested. But by the final sea day, they'd rather sell something at a discount than let images go unpurchased. The sweet spot is the afternoon or evening of the last sea day, after the final formal night. Walk into the gallery and ask directly if there are end-of-cruise package deals. You'll often find 30% to 50% off, or they'll bundle individual prints at a reduced rate. The staff won't volunteer this unless you ask. They're trained to push full-price packages early, but their sales targets are based on total revenue. A discounted sale on the last day still counts toward performance. So, don't buy photos on day 2. Wait until the final sea day. Visit after 4 p.m. and ask what deals are available. Worst case, you pay listed price. Best case, you save hundreds. Secret number 11. The last night bill problem is preventable. The most common financial panic happens on the final night when passengers review their folio and discover unrecognized charges, faster than expected expenses, or fees they assumed were included. The bill arrives under your cabin door around midnight, and by then it's too late to dispute charges without a stressful line at guest services. The problem is that most passengers never check their folio during the cruise. Every keycard swipe adds a line item, but you won't see the total until the ship shows it. By day 5 or 6, those drinks, spa treatments, and shore excursions have compounded into a shocking number. The solution is simple. Check your folio daily using the app, cabin TV, or by visiting guest services. This takes 2 minutes and eliminates surprises. If you see an unrecognized charge, dispute it immediately while the transaction is fresh. Waiting until the last night means arguing about something from 5 days ago. Another layer. Set a mental spending cap before you board and track it manually throughout the voyage. Every time you charge something, add it to a running tally in your phone's notes app. This prevents end-of-cruise sticker shock. Gratuities are another common surprise that catches passengers off guard. Some lines add daily gratuities automatically, and passengers forget this was buried in the booking terms. If you wait until checkout, gratuities are already processed and harder to modify. Check your folio every morning or evening. Treat it like checking your bank account. If something looks wrong, handle it immediately. The crew is far more accommodating in real time. Secret number 12. The complaint that gets real results. Most passengers' complaints go nowhere because they're vague, emotional, or directed at the wrong person. The crew is trained to be polite, but unless your complaint is specific, documented, and escalated properly, it disappears into a log that never gets reviewed. The complaints that generate real responses follow a precise structure. First, complain in writing, not verbally. Verbal complaints to your cabin steward or guest services desk are rarely logged properly. Use the cruise line's app, email, or a written note submitted to guest services. Written complaints create a paper trail. Second, be specific. Instead of, "the service was bad," write, "On March 5th at 17 p.m., we waited 35 minutes for our appetizer in the main dining room on deck 3. Specific details, dates, times, location, and staff names make the complaint verifiable. Third, state what resolution you're seeking. If you want a refund for a missed excursion, say that. If you want a cabin move, request specific alternatives. The crew can't solve a problem if you don't define success. Fourth, escalate immediately if the initial response is unsatisfactory. Guest services will offer a small token gesture to close the complaint quickly. If that doesn't work, ask to speak to the hotel director or submit a follow-up through the post-cruise survey. The complaints that work best are safety-related, service failures that can be verified through logs, or issues that affected multiple guests. Subjective preferences, like food taste, entertainment quality, and weather, rarely generate compensation. So, if something goes wrong, document it immediately with photos, timestamps, and notes. Submit the complaint before disembarkation and follow up with the post-cruise department within 1 week. Complaints submitted months later are almost never compensated. These 12 secrets aren't meant to make you paranoid. They're meant to make you prepared. From knowing which deck seats to avoid to understanding how your key card adjusts pricing, these are the operational realities that the ship assumes you'll never figure out. The cruise industry is built on passengers doing things the default way, buying packages early, sitting wherever there's an open chair, and discovering their final bill with a wince. And now, you know better. If you want more cruise breakdowns like this, hit like and subscribe. Bookmark this for your next sailing, and remember, the ship doesn't owe you these hacks, but now you have them anyway. Travel smarter, stay ahead, and enjoy the ride. Your voyage is just beginning.